Hello friends, I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope everything is good. I want to talk about something today that I think is going to be probably a little bit abrasive, and I want to let you know up front that I don't intend to be mean. There you go. That's my disclaimer. This whole situation that we're in, I've been now in my house for like 6 weeks or 7 weeks. I think this is week 7. Almost 2 months of just, waiting it out. And I've been fortunate enough that I still have a job that pays very well, and I can live fine. I'm not scraping together money to pay bills or to figure out how to feed myself. But that's not true for the millions and millions and millions of people across the globe, billions probably, that are out of jobs right now. And I think for me personally and internally, the thing that most highlights is how much of our working force is, the word in my head is unnecessary, but that's not what I mean. That's why I said this is going to sound weird, and I'm probably going to screw up and say something rude, but that's not what I mean. I don't mean to say that all those people who are out of jobs are unnecessary people. What I mean is how much the past 100 years have changed human history. Prior to the 1900s, prior to the Industrial Revolution, everybody worked nonstop just to stay alive. And now we're in this position where we have so much free time that we have built massive industries on top of just having nothing to do. And it's collapsing right now because we can't go do those things, Prior to the Industrial Revolution, yes, there were wealthy who could afford to have personal cooks, and they could have cleaners, and they could have food delivered, but that was definitely not normal. Most people had to work a job and then come home and maintain a garden just to be able to feed their families. There wasn't an industry, there wasn't entertainment, or the industries that we've built on top of are hollow, is what I mean to say. Like they're based on, we now have billions of people on this planet who are not struggling for survival. There's still billions of people who are struggling for survival, and I don't want to diminish them in any way, shape, or form. But there's billions of us who are not struggling for survival. We work a job that pays us a wage that allows us to have a home, that allows us to purchase our own food. We don't have to grow our own food. We don't have to tend our own livestock. We don't really have to do anything but do an 8-hour-a-day job, and then whatever the heck else we feel like doing, because that's the lifestyle that we've been afforded. And now this disaster has kind of highlighted the fact that so much of what we depend on is based on people just having a ton of free time to spend outside of their homes, just leisure activities, and it's all gone. It's weird. So much business, so much, business is just built on top of free time. Like, I have free time, what am I going to do with it? Well, I'm going to figure out a way to turn that into money. You have free time, I'm going to figure out a way to get you to spend your extra money on my activity, and then that just kind of builds this whole economy based on free time and excess wealth. And it's really, really bizarre. We're getting close in West Virginia to saying, okay, some things can start back up again. The governor has issued a very well thought out plan for reopening the state, and I really hope that a whole lot of businesses here can recover. The problem about West Virginia is we are probably, I don't want to say that we're harder hit by this, because that's just not true. But in my entire state's a few million people. There are, cities that have orders of magnitude larger populations. There are boroughs of cities that have more people than live in my entire state, and my state is massive. And so for us, a restaurant here does not have a patronage of millions. It has a patronage of a few thousand. And it's tough to just shutter your doors for 2 months and figure that out. Like, that's not easy for anybody. And obviously, for any of you who are out of work, it's obviously not easy for you either. Yeah, the government gave us a couple, $1,000 or more if you have kids. That's almost, useful, I guess. I mean, it's useful. Trust me, I've been in a situation where $20 could have changed my life. So having that money definitely changes a lot of people's lives right now who were, maybe on the verge of being evicted. But so many of those lost jobs are just based on leisure and having excess wealth. It's a fragile economy when we've exceeded the capacity. We've covered all of our needs. The fortunate ones. Again, there's obviously impoverished people who do not have their needs met, and they have never had their needs met, even when there wasn't a crisis. I know that. I'm not trying to put any of that down. I'm just trying to say that it's been really shockingly frightening for me to think about how much this has impacted our economy just because none of the leisure stuff is happening. Travel. I mean, yeah. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Maybe you can articulate for me in the comments. Please let me know. How do you feel about... Does this change? Has this impact... Is this changing how you are going to spend your time going forward? Are you going to spend more time on leisure activities because you want to help those businesses catch back up? Or are you going to, I'm not probably, I don't want to say that, or are you going to spend more time on practical activities that can help you and benefit your future growth? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I will see you tomorrow. The word you should know today is approbation. It is a noun meaning an official approval or commendation. In a virtuous and free state, no rewards can be so pleasing to sensible minds as those which include the approbation of our fellow citizens. My great pain is, lest my poor endeavors should fall short of the kind of expectations of my country. Thomas Jefferson. Approbation. APPROBATION.